welcome the players. Representing China, YINGSHA!
This is going to be a really fascinating encounter. The head-to-head between the two is led by that player, the world number one, who comes into the arena looking for a second title of the weekend.
China, MANYU!
MANYU knows what it takes to get the job done on the world stage. She took Olympic gold with the Chinese team in Tokyo. She's won this title before. That was 4 years ago, before YINGSHA imposed herself on this event and took the title last year. This is a repeat of the last edition of these World Championships, as well as the one prior to that. It's a best of 7 games. The first player to reach 11 points.
Winning that one 4-0, and it's the only match in 2025 that YINGSHA has lost.
We have red, blue, red, your color is blue, blue, which side?
In world table tennis, so our fans are knowledgeable. They know this is going to be a close one.
So they're playing for the Geist Prize. Winner of the women's singles will get to take that home. They'll have their name etched into it. And is that something that they will have looked at? Will they've walked past that trophy and thought, yeah, I want my name on that today?
They've both held it before, so they know all about that trophy. They want to get their hands on it one more time in the trilogy matchup of World Singles Finals.
Now, what will be the approach here for both players? Because, of course, they know each other so well. They're part of the national team setup. They've had this long-standing rivalry. No surprises.
Yeah, they'll know each other so well, as you've already mentioned, Rebecca. So I think, for me, tactics actually go a little bit out the window. It's more about mental battle in this one than it is tactics on the table. We're going to see a slugfest of backhand-to-backhand rallies. Both players will look to come in with their forehands when possible. But it's who will control themselves, who will hold themselves in the difficult and tense moments. When it's 9-9, when it's 10-10, who can hold their nerve and impose themselves on those rallies.
First point on the board then for MANYU.
Get ready for plenty more of those long rallies. Exactly what we expect from these two absolute greats of the game. If we're getting that in game 1.4, what are we going to see later on?
Complete players, aren't they? How will you expose any kind of area of weakness or vulnerability? What will each player be looking for in their opponent?
I think they'll just be trying to create advantage with their own services. They'll be really varying the position on their services, the depth on the table. You can see even on the MANYU serve how dangerous YINGSHA is there.
No flash light, flash camera please.
Of course, it's dark in the stands, and all these fans will want to capture these moments, seeing their heroes in action. Sun Ying-sha, of course, household name. Transcends the sport in her home country. It's been a lightning fast start for the world number one. Will she be aware? How much will she be thinking of that last time they met where she was beaten in straight games?
I think it's going to be very much in the forefront of her mind. Not from a negative perspective, but she'll be using that as fuel for her motivation today. As if gold medal, world champion wasn't enough, she won't want anyone to have that one up over her.
MANYU looking almost stunned there.
Seen that step around from MANYU. He's so effective in this championships.
Failing to connect with the forehand then, looking pretty disappointed as well.
It's great placement from SHATOU there in that half-long service, tempting MANYU into that forehand topspin.
A great backhand to backhand round. Sun Ying-sha turns to celebrate towards the crowd, and let's head down to Adam Barbaro, who is pretty much in the thick of it down there.
Yeah, the crowd's fully behind this, no matter who they're rooting for here. It just feels that there's extra determination on both sides, even from the style of play. When MANYU has 1 point, 1/3 of the points available, she's been very determined. She's not afraid to step around and use that forehand. You can feel the pressure, and it's only game number one.
Let 4-8. Let 4-8.
But MANYU's feeling the pressure, only game number one, and that pressure is only increasing. 5 points to the good now for Sun Ying-sha, 2 points away from wrapping up the opener in this World Championships final. Offering up the hand by way of apology, but she has stopped Sun Ying-sha from earning herself 5 game points, so it'll be relief as well.
Opening game here, SHATOU has really just found a way to deal with that MANYU forehand. She seems to be able to put it back with more pressure every single time.
It's finally game points for Sun Ying-sha now. After MANYU put together a couple of consecutive ones, Sun Ying-sha doesn't want to let her have any more to do with this one. She wants to get this game wrapped up. 4 game points now for the world number one, but it is MANYU who has the serve here. 11 points to 6. Sun Ying-sha takes the opener. No repeat of that straight games defeat from the last time this pair met. MANYU looking down at her racket, searching for answers. How does she stop the power of her great rival, Sun Ying-sha? Well, MANYU is a former world champion. Won the title in Houston in 2021. third time ever since they're meeting at World Championship finals.
Second game.
Well, how will Wang Manyu approach this one now with
Double.
Sun Yingsha having wrapped up the opener in quite dominant fashion?
I don't think we'll have a lot of panic from Wang Manyu. She's been here before, a world champion, of course, herself. So, champion's mentality. She'll just be trying to figure out how to impose her own game right now. How can she be more aggressive with her backhand? How can she find quicker opportunities to step around with her forehand? And also make sure her placement is away from the Sun Yingsha racket. Exactly like that one. You just saw her play that extra bit of wide with the backhand, forcing Sun Yingsha off balance, and that creates a chance with the forehand.
Okay. 2-1.
Forehand from Sun Yingsha. She's got so much power. She is such a physically strong player.
Yeah, and that deep push into Wang Manyu's middle was absolutely brilliant. She baited her into playing a top spin and then telegraphed with a huge forehand counter loop.
Just signaling to herself just to settle a bit there.
She saw the chance as it popped up, popped slightly high in her forehand.
And it's lightning fast. And Sun Yingsha looking for a 25th career title.
It's just explosive there. Watch how it flies by. Stepping around onto her forehand side. More good placement from Wang Manyu. Just being really crafty here in this second game. Delaying her receive slightly longer before she chooses what direction to go. Just waiting a little extra second before she makes the receive. Slowing the game down. I think that's clever tactics from Wang Manyu. If she can slow Sun Yingsha down, we know how good she is in those high-speed battles.
Let 6-4.
Slow her down, Gavin, because it's easier said than done.
Exactly that. That's the answer that nobody has come up with. Really, Wang Manyu is the only one that's come close to it.
That's absolutely phenomenal. That's that speed that Wang Manyu will want to try and counter, but just hasn't got the answer to that just yet.
We haven't seen Wang Manyu serve long very often. And that should have been a great variation from her side. But SHATOU somehow able to step around in time.
And that's a fascinating statistic. Sun Yingsha almost double the number of points on serve than her opponent.
But that's just a clear example of how well they know each other. You should see service averages much higher than that. Service is a real advantage normally in table tennis, but when you know your opponent like these two do, that balance swings totally
6-7.
the other direction.
YINGSHA offering the apology as she takes the point. And we need well to stay in that rally and give herself a bit of a chance.
8-7.
You can see what the plan was there for YINGSHA, gearing up for that big forehand, just failing to connect.
Have to feel like this is a crucial moment now for Wang MANYU to close out this game.
She is a 6-time world champion. 3 team golds, a singles gold, and 2 double golds as well. It's a huge celebration for YINGSHA. We don't see her that vocal too often, and it's still early stages in this final. It just shows the gravity of this situation. A stroke of fortune for YINGSHA.
It's excruciating for Wang MANYU to see that. It's happened a couple of times already. SHATOU has gotten a bit of fortune, but that's unreturnable for her. She can't even fight her way back into the point. Irrespective, if even that racket throw had touched the ball over the net, it wouldn't have counted. Your hand has to be on the racket at all times.
Well, I was going to say just how important will that point prove to be. That's a great response though for Wang MANYU.
How did she pull that out? The ball popped up for SHATOU now, and she plays an unbelievable angle, but Wang MANYU on the stretch plays it down the line.
9-all.
YINGSHA with the apology. Wang MANYU looks as though she cannot catch a break at the minute, as the world number 1 earns herself a single game point. This to go 2-up in this best of 7. Well, no wonder Wang MANYU celebrates, because she certainly hasn't had luck on her side in this game, and she will want to give herself a chance here. YINGSHA, if she were to wrap up this second game, might feel slightly aggrieved on behalf of Wang MANYU.
No doubt about that. Wang MANYU would feel disgusted if she was to lose this game. Very hard done by edges and net cords.
This is a huge point coming up. This could change the complexion of this entire match. It's early days in the best of 7. If YINGSHA is to get herself 2-up, you have to wonder how Wang MANYU will respond to that mentally, because she will feel hard done by, as you said earlier. YINGSHA, 2 games up now in this final. Wang MANYU will feel very, very aggrieved indeed. A couple of net cords, a couple of lucky bounces perhaps for YINGSHA, but then again, you do make your own luck. It is YINGSHA who is in the leading position in this best of 7. I'm sure that you're trying to battle with all those thousands of fans chanting Sun Yingsha's name out there. And of course, there'll be many fans for Wang MANYU, but just we had a little look there at the last time that Sun Yingsha won this title. We'll get your thoughts on that a little later on, Adam, but the players are heading back to the table ahead of game 3. Wang MANYU with work to do, Gavin. How does she approach this one?
Love all.
She's got to find a way now to cast that last game out of her mind. It was a steal from Shasha. Wang MANYU just needs to remember how well she played. She was in the ascendancy, she controlled many of the rallies. Hold that level and she'll be right back in there with a chance.
Now, we saw the players at the benches with no coaches. How mentally resilient do you have to be to play in the final with no coach? Such an adversarial sport.
What a get from Wang MANYU. The net cord again coming to Shasha's favour. It drops over and look at this reaction. That is lightning. It goes around the net and she steps up and finishes with a forehand fade. That is magic from Wang MANYU.
Perhaps that amazing point, perhaps the point of the match so far, that will give Wang MANYU confidence, that will instill real belief in her.
She must have been thinking when that ball struck the net, not again, she can't get more. But somehow she produced a piece of magic.
Absolutely incredible noise around the arena. But now it falls deathly silent. And that's a stunning shot from Wang MANYU. Perhaps a fist in celebration, moving 4 points clear here now. Well, this is much more promising for Wang MANYU. You know she needs to get a game on the board. It is a best of 7. She does have time. She doesn't want to have to come from 3 down.
That's great depth on the receive there. Just popping it slightly half long. Good flick from Shasha there. Wang MANYU stepped around to try and finish it, but such was the quality of the flick. For me, what's been so impressive here with MANYU is how she's controlling the depth at the table. Some short, some half long, tempting Sun Yingsha into shots.
And what is going to be the key now for Wang MANYU to capitalise on this 5-point lead, to make sure that Sun Yingsha can't establish herself in game number 3?
Right now, she's just got to keep doing what she's doing. The variation level, she's not getting into those slugfests that we thought we would see. We haven't seen so many backhand-to-backhand battles. She's really tried to close the game down, keep it in that short, pushing, take the opportunities early, try to finish the point early.
Wang MANYU will be in action later. She's got another final to come. She'll be in women's singles action alongside, women's doubles rather, alongside Kwai Man later. 2 chances at 2 world titles today.
9-4.
She looks as though she's really starting to settle now, Gavin. Maybe an early start for Wang MANYU in the opening 2 games, and now playing with a lot more confidence, a lot more composure.
Let 9-4. Let 9-4. 5-9.
A little bit different from Shasha there, just scooping the ball up rather than staying up for the block. She just scoops it into Wang Manyu's backhand.
Well, that's normally the kind of rally we'd see YINGSHA being victorious in. YINGSHA saves the first of 5 game points. And then you must think she's got a real chance to establish herself in this one. But YINGSHA, of course, will have other ideas. And here's one of them. Oh my goodness, second game point saved.
YINGSHA is creeping right back into this one now. Looks like the momentum is just shifting. Wang Manyu is going to have to find a point from somewhere.
And that's all she needs, this single point. But YINGSHA creeping back into this. That's 3 on the bounce now. And how do you settle yourself? As a former player yourself, you've been at World Championships. How do you combat those nerves?
I can certainly say I never played a match of this gravity. But I think right now she just has to take a breath. That's the main thing. She'll start to feel like it's going against her again. Momentum is shifting. YINGSHA is coming in the ascendancy now. But what can she do in terms of her receive? She has to be a little bit deceptive now. She's been so good at delaying her receive up to the last moment and choosing a direction. She needs to find that again.
Twice that number on Manu. With a lot to think about here. 2 game points remaining, but YINGSHA has saved 3 of 5. And Manu needs just the single point to get a game on the board here. Of course, these players, they work with psychologists and they'll need to draw on all of that advice given. And these are those moments where all that advice is where they need to really focus. This is massive. Oh, she does it. Wang Manyu gets a game on the board, overcomes the nerves, a well-timed timeout. That will really settle things in this final for Wang Manyu, taking the third game 11 points to 8. And Gavin, that's exactly why these players take those timeouts. Wang Manyu has now got a game on the board. The sense of anticipation building in the arena. And is just taking their time to make their way back to the table. It's YINGSHA who has her nose in front, but only just. She leads by the single game in this best of 7. Do you think Wang Manyu looks entirely comfortable? A time will tell. Players prepare to make their way back to the table for game number 4. Able to take her chances. Those 5 game points she had, but eventually got it over the line. Drawing on all of her mental reserves. In the face of really, really challenging moments against that woman there, the world number 1, looking for back-to-back titles.
Nothing more intimidating in the world when you're staring down the face of the world number 1, YINGSHA. You're 10-5 up, but you're 2-0 down, and she's showing all signs that she's on the way back. She's attacking everything. She's aggressive. Wang Manyu did brilliantly to hold out that third game, and she'll be looking to continue her form now.
That because we talk about each game being a fresh start. How can she draw on the confidence she'll have gained from the last one?
I think she'll just be happy. She'll gain confidence from having held that last ball. Her tactics of playing soft on the receive have been working. She needs to stick with that game plan. Just be careful not to afford Shasha too many chances. If she plays just like they're too many balls short, she's going to start to telegraph it. She'll be moving there before it's even happened, and she'll have chances to do what she just did here. Power backhand flicks.
You could see just how much Wang MANYU wants this now. She's been very expressive throughout this match. She's admonished herself and things haven't gone away. And now she is celebrating, roaring as she wraps up those last 2 points. The momentum very much now with the world number 2.
Certainly is, and she's now coming out on top of these longer backhand to backhand rallies, which normally Sun Ying-sha dominates. It's good variation from Wang MANYU, not solely relying on that short and soft tactic that we saw so much of already. She's also ready to trade.
Well, this time it was Wang MANYU who didn't. We saw that many of those net boards, and this one actually she managed to retrieve that one, did so well to react as quickly as she did.
Yeah, recovery time was unbelievable there. How she picked this one off the net and then was able to attack the next ball. So easily could be in a different position now. Remember that Sun Ying-sha almost stole that second game. This could be Wang MANYU 2-1 up and 5-4 up. Yet it's the world number 1 who leads. 5-3 I should say, sorry.
The table's certainly beginning to turn, because a couple of games ago that's one of the points that would have gone against Wang MANYU. This is such an impressive comeback for the world number 2. World number 2 first achieved that ranking in 2018, but she's never been at the top. Is that going to be something that's on her mind, Gavin, in these matchups against Sun Ying-sha?
I don't think she's going to be too worried that she's never been world number 1. I just think she feels that she is the same as Sun Ying-sha. She feels I'm right up there with her and I need to prove it.
There are 2,000 ranking points on the line for the winner of this, the champion. Those valuable points.
It's only a matter of time before Sun Ying-sha comes back to life. We see some of her best table tennis come to this table again. Great defense from Wang MANYU. Sun Ying-sha taking control, playing forehand, hard backhand topspin as well. But Wang MANYU holding in there.
Well, we saw this scoreline in the previous game. Wang MANYU with 5 game points, and she won't want a repeat of the previous game. She allowed Sun Ying-sha to trouble her, to work her way back into it, to save a couple of game points. Wang MANYU will need nerves of steel now. And a repeat of the last one. Wang MANYU gets this one wrapped up at the first time of asking 11 points to 5. A commanding game for the second seed. Sun Ying-sha sort of faded in the last couple of games. Fans nervously watching on.
I think it's a testament to the level that we're seeing from Wang MANYU. Shasha's level, maybe not at the absolute.
Is doing it. Well, this final is on a knife edge. It has really opened up now, these two players with 2 games apiece. Let's head down to join Adam Bobrow at the field of play. Adam, it must feel very tense down there.
Yeah, but I think for Wang MANYU, a player who loves to read, meditations, Marcus Aurelius. I bring that up because she's a philosopher, and it's not just about calm, it's about focus, being present. That one net ball for me was a real turning point in the start of Game 3. Wang MANYU not worrying about what she can't control, focusing on now.
Sound advice indeed, but it is the world number 1 who takes the opening point in game number 5. It's of course impossible to predict how things are going to pan out, but we didn't see Wang MANYU coming from 2 games down to level at 2 apiece. It's amazing.
Wow. Sun YINGSHA, take a bow. She pulled one out of her pocket there, leaning to the side. That's the one. I think it was also very apt points from Adam, Rebecca. It's very easy to see players become emotional when things don't go their way. You know, there's a lot of neck cords early from Sun YINGSHA. It's a gold medal match. You feel like you're being hard done by. It would have been very easy for Wang MANYU to let that affect her, but testament to how much of a champion she is. And Sun YINGSHA has just lost 2 games. It's also a testament to her that she's now able to refocus and produce the table tennis we're seeing.
And does it make it easier playing in a best of 7 as opposed to a best of 5? Do you know that you've got time to perhaps make some mistakes, to take your time to ease into the match?
You certainly allow yourself, you're maybe a little bit easier on yourself, where you're sometimes can be tough on yourself over 5 games. It's such a short format. Best of 7, you know, you've got a little bit more breathing space.
Another amazing rally between this pair. Sun YINGSHA coming out on top in that one.
It's just the speed at which she turns for her forehand for me. Crunching backhands, and she's just around in a split second. Play that short, outside the ball forehand.
And it's testament, isn't it, just to how intensely these players train, not just in terms of hitting, but in terms of their physical fitness, their stretching, their running, their lifting, all of those other things that make a complete table tennis player.
Thousands and thousands of hours are spent by every player at this World Championships, but especially these women we're seeing in the final now in their bid for gold. And that was interesting. It looked like it was going to roll over for Wang MANYU. It was coming, and the spin actually took it backwards onto her side of the table. It's not something you see every day.
Just with a couple of knocks of the head, just perhaps trying to steel herself, trying to steady the nerves here, because Sun YINGSHA looks as though she is up for this fight, wants to get herself established in this game, having lost the previous 2. Sun YINGSHA looking for a 4th title this year.
Great placement for Wang MANYU. Looked like she was going to play short. She fakes with that long push and steps around, playing right into that crossover point of Sun YINGSHA. The crossover is when the player isn't sure, do they take backhand or forehand. Execute it to perfection.
Let 5-0.
It's just stunning stuff from Sun YINGSHA. She is just so rapid. She is just such a complete player in all aspects of the game. And is there a faster player on the women's tour than Sun YINGSHA?
Simple answer is no. She's so dynamite around the table. Footwork incredible, anticipation even better. She finds time when there is no time. And there's your perfect example. Backhand to backhand exchange, and before the ball has even come towards her middle, she's around. Watch, here it is. And she somehow also finds time to change direction, to deceive Wang MANYU.
There's 2 points in it now. It's one of those tantalising, enthralling fifth games. No player with the clear momentum just yet.
Sun YINGSHA is in control here. She's controlling the rallies. Wang MANYU does extremely well to hold herself in this point. She's clinging on at the moment.
Oh my goodness, how about that? I was going to say Sun YINGSHA take it out, but it looked as though she actually did.
I mean, there's very little words for this, but that is just anticipation and reaction at its finest.
Every time Sun YINGSHA produces something really magical, Wang MANYU responds almost instantly.
Every point is a battle. Every game is a war.
And does it make it more intense playing your teammate? Does it have to go all the way back to 1993 to find the last time there wasn't an all-Chinese women's singles final? Sun YINGSHA attempting to pounce, finds the net instead, and now Wang MANYU gets herself ahead in this captivating fifth game.
Take from Sun YINGSHA over the table. We spoke with Adam already about how that's one of the most difficult balls in the sport, when it's just popping up on your forehand and you have to decide flick, push, topspin. Last second decision, and a great one from Sun YINGSHA, using all of her arm speed to accelerate. And here we are, 2-2-9-9.
Players taking full advantage of the towel break, just allows a bit more breathing space, a second or two away from the table. Yes.
Crowd are getting excited here. They feel the tension. The players just taking a second to let things calm down.
Oh, it's Wang MANYU who's the beneficiary. Game point, the single game point now. It'll be fascinating to see how Sun YINGSHA responds to this one.
forehand to finish in style and set us up for a big juice, a knife edge juice.
You've got the words because you've got your mouth open. You look absolutely stunned at what we've just witnessed, Gavin.
How did she do it? She was so brave with this forehand flick, and Wang Manyu's retrieval, just glancing the edge of the table, but her reaction time. Look at this.
Well, it's game point now for Sun YINGSHA. Saved game point at 9-10 down. Can she convert at 11-10 up? Game number 5. Sun YINGSHA allows herself a small celebration, pumps the fist as she regains her lead in this final, leading by 3 games to 2. Wang Manyu, what could have been that single game point that she just couldn't convert at 10-9 up? How costly will that prove to be?
The fans are on their feet, they're screaming, they loved that one, and that was a masterclass from SHATOU. From 10-9 down, she produced one of the best points of the game.
In action, I wonder what he's thinking. Knows both of these players so well. He's seen them facing each other in final after final. It is Sun YINGSHA who's a game away from taking the title here. Wang Manyu's come from behind to level at 2-all. Had that game point. Sun YINGSHA saved the game point, won that last game, and she's set up what is set to be an incredible 6th game. YINGSHA looking full of life as she jogs around in the space behind the table. It is frightening.
She looks really fired up now. I think winning that 5th game in the fashion that she did has given her so much confidence. And MANYU is going to have to come up with answers quickly. Now also Wang Manyu's timeout has already been used when she tried to convert that game when she was 10-5 up and 2-0 down.
Love to. 1-2. MANYU just fought her way back into this game, winning a couple of scrappy points and producing a nice backhand to take the lead 3-2.
on panning out. This is a must-win for Wang MANYU if she is to give herself a shot at her second World Championship title. Stop Sun Yingsha going back-to-back. What kind of a response will we expect from the world number 2?
Well, I can certainly tell you how I want it to pan out. I want to see 3-3-9-9. I want to see more tension and drama.
The whole arena wants to see more tension and drama, and certainly more shots like that one.
Sun Yingsha won't want it to go on any longer than it has to. She's producing some sensational table tennis now in full flow.
That forehand of Sun Yingsha. How do you live with a player like that?
What a great step around she made, and Wang MANYU did so well to step up and play that backhand punch block here coming up. But the power of Sun Yingsha in the end, just too much.
That's great work from Wang MANYU. She is down, but she is certainly not out.
Great defense again. Sun Yingsha is the one attacking first in almost every rally at the moment. Wang MANYU finding ways to defend, finding ways to stay alive in this contest.
How on earth do you see a shot like that coming?
There was so much rotation, so much spin on this Wang MANYU backhand open up. The slow-mo doesn't even do it justice. And that doesn't even look slow-mo in how it came back.
That ball looked like it was moving in real time. That was absolutely phenomenal from Sun Yingsha. And another great response from Wang MANYU. It's as if she's saying, anything you can do, I can do too. Sun Yingsha, who is looking for a 25th career title. She's 24 years of age. How can you sum up that kind of dominance? How can you equate that to somebody else in any other kind of sport who's collected that many titles still at such a young age?
Well, if you can think of any examples, Rebecca, it's certainly an elite club regardless.
A bit of hope with Sun Yingsha closing in on the end of this game. 3 points away from defending her title.
It's going point for point at the moment, and Wang MANYU needs to find a way to use her serve now to the advantage. Get back to 8-8.
Stamping the feet in frustration and disappointment for Wang MANYU. But delight for the crowds. Four championship points now for Sun Yingsha. This to go back-to-back. This for the chance to become the 11th women's singles player to successfully defend a title. Get her name written onto that, the Geist Prize for the second time.
Brilliant from Wang MANYU, absolutely brilliant. Sun Yingsha was on top of her. She even got a lucky ball in there, a bit of fortune. Wang MANYU's reactions, fantastic fight back.
with both of these players, no matter what happens here, they've absolutely clearly demonstrated top 2 level in the world. And it's still not over yet, but it's just crazy, the soaring heights of level that they bring to this game.
Well, there is no arguing with that, certainly. These are the top 2 women's players in the world. These 2 absolutely dominant forces in women's table tennis. With Sun Yingsha, who has 3 more championship points.
Again, Wang MANYU will not go away. Defense into attack. She's forcing Sun Yingsha to work hard for this one. Now, so often we've seen her lose with her own serve. It's been going against it all game. Can she come up with something special now?
Left, south, please. 8-10. Let 8-10.
Wow. Wang MANYU again. Again she's done it. Pegging Sun Yingsha back. A great angled forehand counter loop right to the side of the table. She's narrowed the deficit to 1.
Champion of the world again. She goes back to back.
Got an edge? Did it hit the camera in the...
Well, she had her hand in the air. He says the point's not over.
Sun Yingsha's looking up.
I think everyone in the arena is looking up.
Oh my God, it hit the edge. I didn't even see it. As if there wasn't enough drama in this contest already.
Saves 4 championship points against the #1 in the world. Wang MANYU, that's who scores at Choose. Sun Yingsha, my goodness me. 4 championship points, been and gone.
Wang MANYU, you are a battler. This is fabulous stuff.
Kicks the ground in frustration. She had a chance there to take us.
She played it perfectly with that opening backhand out to SHATOU's forehand.
It's a second game point for Wang MANYU. This to send us to yet another game. This is shaping up to be an absolute classic. A final for the ages between these 2 megastars. Us to a decider, saving 4 championship points.
How in the world are we going to the 7th game right now? Wang MANYU with spirited, battling, incredible resilience to fight back against 4.
start with a lot to think about. She could have been celebrating by now. She could have been celebrating her second
Last game.
World Championships
1-7.
title. But Wang MANYU, what an
Double.
incredible fight back.
One love.
Well, we know, Rebecca, the last two times that these players have reached the 7th game or the deciding game, it's been 11-9, and we wouldn't expect any different here.
And crucially, the last two times this pair played to a 7th game, it was YINGSHA who emerged the victor.
No matter what happens as we go on here, this performance from both women has just been fantastic. A testament to our sport, to table tennis. A classic World Championship final that we're being treated to here today. That's a reaction time. Wang MANYU with a perfect forehand into that crossover point. YINGSHA getting her racket out down quickly. And a perfect block.
Wang MANYU comes from a town whose name means Black Dragon River, and the dragon is certainly roaring now. A huge reaction from Wang MANYU, raises a fist to the air and screams in delight. Just have a look at that. Such a tense time for the players, but the fans are feeling the pressure too. I wonder who she's shouting for.
I feel like that myself, Rebecca. I want to close my eyes. I'm so scared of watching this. What a game.
If you're a player who has championship points, 4 of them, and they're saved, how do you approach the final game, the decider?
I don't think YINGSHA can think about that right now. She just needs to play what's in front of her now, the situation that she's in. If she allows to creep in, those thoughts to creep in, it's only going to put her under more pressure. You can't allow any doubt inside her mind. It's a one-game shootout between these two. And she'll back herself all day, every day.
Let for all.
It's amazing to see how much emotion sport can provoke in people. Players managing to keep their cool, but the crowd certainly can't.
YINGSHA leading on the turnover now. We will switch sides going into this 7th game at 5 points.
Well, of course, Wang MANYU draws level, matching each other point for point, game for game.
for Sun Yingsha. It's now 7-5, MANYU on the towel break.
This is the 25th meeting between them. This is an absolutely epic, compelling rivalry, and we are being treated to some of the very best table tennis we will ever see. Level once again.
They're inseparable, these two, right now. If you told me you know who was going to win this contest, I'd tell you you're lying.
I think I should give them both the gold.
There's 3 points in a row for MANYU. Now it's 3 points in a row for Sun Yingsha. How enjoyable is it to watch a gold medal decided in the 7th game? 10 years since we've seen it happen in the women's singles championships.
Phenomenal speed and power from Sun Yingsha to move 2 points ahead now. MANYU lets out a deep breath. That one took her all out of puff. Sun Yingsha now a couple of points away, 2 points away from wrapping up this match, but don't write off MANYU.
Let 7-9.
Points once again for Sun Yingsha. Can MANYU pull off the impossible and save them again? Remember what happened in the last game? Sun Yingsha had championship points, but MANYU had other ideas. Think, she's saying to herself, keep calm, keep focused. Sun Yingsha falls to the ground in delight, in relief. She goes back to back. She is world champion for the 2nd time in the women's singles. She points skywards. World number 1, she says. World champion, and how many more times will we get to say that?
醒来就倔强，是热烈的骄阳，飘向着逆风的方向，拼命翱翔。